Joining us in the studio, this guy's been getting a lot of attention the last... pull that microphone right down there, Byron. He's been getting a lot of attention locally, especially yesterday. That's when I saw the story break, and I had to reach out and try to get this guy because I was like, we got to have this guy in the morning mess with us. This is fantastic. His name is Byron Schlenker. Did I say that right?
You did.
All right, fantastic.
Unless you're a telemarketer, and then it's Schlenker.
There you go.
Mr. Schlenker.
And congratulations for making the Guinness Book of World Records for the widest tongue.
Thank you. It's taken 46 years of Mountain Dew and pizza to...
Is that how it... Mountain Dew and pizza? That's how it got so big?
That's the only thing I can attribute it to.
Or are you just a big talker and it's a lot of muscle buildup?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Fantastic. So how did this whole process work? How did you get a hold of the Guinness Book of World Records? Walk us through how you decided you might have the widest tongue in the entire world.
My daughter Emily...
because everybody can say that, you know?
Yeah, my daughter Emily came home, and it was late at night, and she needed the library book for school the next day, and it was late, and we went to the library, and she was having it. It had to be a nonfiction book. They're all cookbooks and yoga and nothing that appeals to a 12-year-old girl.
Self-help.
So she started to get upset, and I said, well, what do you need it for? And she said, well, every day I have to write a fact out of the book. And I looked up, there's a 2012 Guinness Book of World Records. I'm like, this is perfect. Use this book. This is all it is facts, and I can go home.
Absolutely, Grab it, let's go.
So she was like, okay. And I turned to this page, and it's I say, hey, here's a guy with the world's widest tongue. And I saw a picture of him sticking out. He lives in Australia. It was 7.9 centimeters. And I said, all this is facts. So she's like, okay, and we leave. And on the way home, I said, I wonder how wide my tongue is. And she's kind of, oh, here we go. Dad's off onto another. So I get home, and my wife's doing stuff on the computer, and I say to her, hey, Vicky, can you come measure my tongue? With no reference of the previous thing.
Usually you'd ask to measure other things, but this was your tongue.
What was her initial response to that request?
I think she said, get away from me. Yeah. Get away from me, which was proper, and it's my fault because I do things like that. So my daughter measured it, and they're like, you got this. You got this, Dad. You got to... I'm like, I don't know, we'll see. And kind of forgot about it. And then, through friends and neighbors would, I'd tell them the story because that's a funny story.
No, absolutely, yeah.
So they're like, you should write to Guinness. So probably 6 months after that, I write to Guinness. And then I get a response back that says, to have an official come from Guinness, they want $2,500 and you got to pay. And I'm thinking, I'm not doing that. I wrote them back and I said, I'm disappointed. I didn't realize you had to pay to be in the book. I figured you were going to rush out. I was your guy.
Right, absolutely.
And but I didn't read past that. If you read past that, there's a free way to do it, but it's always in the smaller print.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
And so I forgot all about it. 8 months later, I get an email from somebody who's throwing them away, going through them and going, hey, you just caught my eye. Just send me a quick picture, measuring your tongue with a ruler. And I'm, okay. I went in and did it. I mailed it all in, and they reviewed it, and then I got the certificate in the mail.
Wow, that was pretty easy.
Yeah, and that was in October. But then, they kind of said, well, you don't want to, maybe you don't want to publicize it now. It's your record. You can do whatever you want. But, because the book just came out when I had done it. And they said, if you want your picture in the book, you might want to wait, because if you publicize it, then you're going to have the world measuring their tongues. Everybody sees it and be like, hey, just same thing I did, right?
Absolutely.
So I stayed quiet until the book came out yesterday.
Fantastic.
And once I saw my picture, I actually went to Target. I have a thing on there's something on Facebook with me of a picture in Target, but that's just my daughter taking a picture because I was excited in Target. But you should see people are like, why are you in Target? That's right about the book. Yeah.
Byron Schlenker joining us this morning on the Morning Mass with Marty, Shannon, and Newman. He's in the Guinness Book of World Records for the widest tongue. I got to be honest with you, though. With a tongue that wide, you've never thought, like, in your life, damn, I got a wide tongue. Maybe I have the widest tongue?
No, I thought...
I mean, your tongue's obviously not normal.
Well, but you don't know that. The only tongues I see are Gene Simmons and Miley Cyrus, and I don't compare to that. So,
yeah.
I don't go around, hey, let me see, I'll show you mine.
Can I see your tongue?
But I had a photo shoot. They sent out a photographer and a photo shoot, and they lined Tic Tacs up on it. It was hysterical. My kids came.
What?
3 hours. They had all the ice cream I could eat, popsicles.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it was. It was great. It's just been a fun experience.
Now, you got to just whip down an ice cream cone, just licking that thing.
Well,
That's gone.
I don't want to cramping up because then I'll have to go to the hospital. But now the thing is just all night last night, people are texting me and hey, I saw you on TV. It's
fantastic.
like I'm running on zero sleep.
You're a celebrity.
I know. I was there.
Yeah,
that's the tongue.
But it's a fun ride, and it isn't something you strive for. It's not.
Absolutely.
I see people taking stuff like this very seriously, and there is just no way you can take something like this. The 3 biggest posts on Facebook have been gross, ooh, and wow.
Marty was surprised that you speak normally because he's like, with a tongue like that, how does he even like make noise? Like you know,
You would think that you would talk like like
Tongue. I like it.
Maybe if you have a couple beers or something.
No, absolutely. That's Newman drunk.
do you bite your tongue often? I mean, like
No,
not accidentally. It's just
no, you don't.
Well, he's so
I
used to it.
never
I
know.
mean, it sounded like he had a small tongue and then had a wide tongue.
That's true.
I guess he's always been used to it. That just blows my mind. Now, how wide is it? What was it?
8.3 is the official measurement, but I had never stuck out my tongue before then. I mean, I never measured my, with the exception of that picture.
Right.
But what's funny is after the photo shoot, because I had to stick it out for so long, and I could only stick it out for like 10 seconds at a time, and the photographer was kind of like, man up, stick it. I'm like, dude, you have no idea how hard this is. But now I'm used to it. I can stick it out,
All right, stick it out. Let me see.
Holy crap! Oh my God! Do that again.
It's just unbelievable.
Holy
now
crap!
I can hold it for hours,
That is
Look
a
at that.
friggin' tongue.
No, you honestly, like, when
Can I
you
get
ever
a
stuck
picture
your
with
tongue
it?
out, you've never thought, like, wow, my tongue's wide?
Well, it's not something you do in a normal circle where you just stick
No,
your
I
tongue out.
understand that, but, like,
I need a picture with that
I
tongue.
thought it was gross. I mean, and my wife would be like, that's, like, call it the paintbrush or whatever,
Right,
just,
the paintbrush,
Yeah, the
yeah.
paintbrush, yeah.
that's fantastic. That is unbelievable.
But now that it's a muscle like anything else, so you stretch it, you work it, you've been sticking it out. Now it measures 8.6. But that's not an official record. I could apply for another record. But let's see how this goes.
Yeah, let's
and then
see how
hope
it
somebody
goes.
beats me at the end of the year if I don't like it.
Wait a minute. So if I keep sticking my tongue out, it'll get bigger?
Mine did.
It'll
I can
measure
only
up-
speak for myself.
Hang on, I'm going to work it out right now.
is that the only thing it works on, Newman?
Newman, please don't lick the microphone. All right, now, Shannon actually came up with something today that we need to look into. We need to find out what the Guinness Book of World Records for the shortest tongue is, because watch
know,
how
mine's
far,
pitiful.
stick your tongue out.
It is. That's amazing. You got to post that on your Facebook.
How did you
page.
get married?
It looks like, I don't even know what
Newman, we've already talked about how size is not what's important.
your tongue is so weird.
We could probably go in halvesies on a booth at the fair.
Hey, oh my gosh, we can
Shannon
make
actually
money.
mentioned that, by the way, this morning. But you can definitely make money on that. Now, when you stick your tongue out, it looks like a little turtle coming out of a shell or
I know,
something.
it barely
it's weird.
goes past my lips.
But it's like weird. It's like not like pointy at all. It's like a ball
Yeah.
coming out of your mouth.
Yep.
It's fantastic. We need
Thank
to
you
look
for
at-
saying
I'm
that
just saying.
so much.
I
Balls
can't,
coming out of
Thank
her
you.
mouth.
Thank you for the refocus of attention. by the way.
I
thank
just
you.
can't believe how big his tongue is.
I know.
You must have been a track star in high school.
Happy wife, happy life, right?
There we go.
Hey.
Happy wife, happy
That's as far as we're going with that. I have an 8-year-old.
All right, I know your daughter's listening. I'm trying so hard to be good
I
right now.
appreciate your restraint.
Please.
Yeah.
Please.
I checked you guys out down. I stopped for breakfast at Mother's Cupboard, and Pete knew you guys. I checked you guys out
Mother's
first.
Cupboard.
I checked you guys out first. They're not like Howard Sternish or anything. I'm not going to, see.
No,
the
no,
ass
no,
of the
no,
end.
no. We don't try to.
He
We're
vouched
just-
for you, by the way.
We're just the morning
I
mass.
still have that smell, when you go in there.
Well,
the
we
food
know-
smell.
listen.
Did you have a frittata?
I did not, just because I didn't have time.
I'm on the wall. I nailed one. I knocked
I am
it down.
too.
Oh,
Yeah.
you
All right,
awesome.
see, we have something in common.
Oh,
Look at
God,
that.
that's so good.
Hour and a half.
How long did it take you? The frittata.
Probably 30, 40 minutes.
What?
See, it's
And
the
then there was
tongue.
30 or 40 minutes of should I make a left to the hospital or the right to go home?
Yeah,
and
Newman, it took
take
you
out.
It took me
over
about
an
an hour
hour.
and a half.
Yeah, but his tongue is literally twice the size of yours, so his
That has
tongue can hold
nothing
more
to do with
food.
it.
I actually called on the way home. I was walking to my car. I said, I'm taking the throughway home. I'm pretty sure I just killed myself.
Yep.
If I'm not home in 20 minutes, sends me looking on the throughway for my
He
car.
did, too.
Absolutely.
I witnessed it. It was a sight.
I was
to see.
so
thought he-
angry.
I
And
don't
by
know
the
how
way,
he
for the
did
people
vomit.
that do see the Facebook or anything like that, the camera does add 200, 250 pounds.
There you go.
I've been saying that for years.
It's unbelievable.
I have the
Byron
body for radio. That's why I'm here.
joining us in the studio from Syracuse, New York, and Guinness Book of World Records is something you can always have and hold on to. You
It is.
got the
It's fun.
certificate and everything. We'll have to
That's
take
so
a
cool.
photo of that. And
I
put
need
it
a
up on our
picture
Facebook
with that
page.
tongue. That is
absolutely.
amazing. I want to show it to my
He's like,
girlfriend.
absolutely.
You got to own that, right? If you're going to be in the book. The most awkward, you're telling people the story, and then they don't ask to see it. So then I'd feel, well, they probably feel awkward of not asking. So then I ask them, would you like to see it?
Yeah.
And then when they go, no, I'm all good. Then I'm like, okay, I better just walk away.
And then you
So
just
now I don't
stick
ask
it
that
out
anymore.
anyway.
So if anybody wants to see it, they have to ask because I'm not having that awkward moment where they're like, why would you offer to stick out your tongue?
You know
It's
what?
just so bizarre. You talk to the guy, you wouldn't think his tongue is that wide, and he sticks the thing out, and you're like, holy.
It's funny. I mentioned last night at the bar that we're going to have you in today, and how many people saw your picture on Facebook. I got up this morning. I said, hey, honey, you remember that guy from Facebook yesterday with a huge tongue? She goes, yeah. She was coming in today. She's like, he is?
No, does
I
it
go,
bother you that you know him now the guy with the big tongue?
Not yet. It's only been 2 days.
All right,
so,
fantastic. Now, your coworkers must be loving this.
They knew a long time ago. Yeah,
Gotcha.
they've known for a long time. But I didn't share it with any media or anything like that. But yeah, it's been a fun story, but it's always been in my control.
Yeah.
Now here it's, but we'll see where
now it's out and about. Are you a happily married man?
I am a very happy.
This might ruin your marriage.
No.
Everybody knows about that tongue.
Like I say, I went to this party when I was 14. I left when I'm 26.
There
I'm
you
all
go.
done.
He's all good to go,
We
man.
need to get you like a trumpeter to like precede you into rooms, like world's widest tongue.
All right. So if anybody's available,
Are you originally from downstate?
I lived down there. I came to Long Island to work a nuclear power plant, which maybe it's the nuclear.
Where are you from
radiation.
originally?
Might be here.
Oh.
No, Des Moines, Iowa. I grew up in Des Moines.
I hear an accent or something.
Well,
I'm trying
I've
to
been
figure
down
it
there.
out.
You get when you're on Long Island and you say radiator, people always go, "Where are you from?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm from Iowa." And then they're like, "Oh, Potato State." I'm like, "Yeah, Potato State.
Yeah,
It's Idaho." So I just got tired of having that scenario over and over. So I just started saying radiator, and then next thing you know, I got an accent.
Wait, so you work at a nuclear power plant?
I did for 5 years. Yeah.
Maybe that's what happened to the tongue.
You know what? I'm just putting that together myself.
Did anything else grow?
Say again?
What?
That might actually explain some other body parts.
Yeah, I know. I want to get a job there. I need some help.
Oh, boy, here we go. He's trying so hard to behave.
Byron, I'm so
He really
sorry.
is.
Please
You're
forgive
fine.
me.
You're doing a good job,
Forgive me.
Newman.
Yeah, good job, Newman.
All right. Well, Byron Schlenker, thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you.
Seriously,
I
man.
appreciate it. It's been fun.
Absolutely. And, I know that I'm glad that you're being a good sport about it. And you're not
How can you
embarrassed.
not be?
Absolutely.
How can you take this seriously?
You
How can-
can't, though.
Yeah.
Seriously. I mean,
I'm not showing you my
awesome.
tongue. Yeah.
It is awesome that you're in a Guinness Book of
great.
World Records. I'll
Yeah.
never be in there.
That's well, you never know.
That's
We need to get you on
You know what?
Letterman.
If I would have turned to the page with the longest nipple hair, I'd have been home measuring that. You just never know.
Why would you say
I
that?
could be in there.
That's disgusting.
There's actually a record for
Well,
the
look at my
world's
nipples,
longest
isn't
nipple
bad?
hair. If you can believe it. I don't think it's one they advertise too much, but you can find it.
You know what I could be in there for is the longest toes.
There you go.
My toes are long, and you know that.
I could be in there
those toes.
for the
Wash up.
I could definitely be in there for the smallest, most crooked.
Stop it.
Moving along.
We've got an 8-year-old daughter listening.
Yeah.
No,
What's your
stuck with my
daughter's name?
fingernail.
Cindy.
Hi,
I have
Cindy.
Andy, Emily, and Cindy.
Oh my
Andy, Emily, and Cindy.
And Emily's to blame for all of this. She's the one that needed
Hey, don't
You know
share
what,
your
Emily,
ice
you
cream cone
rock.
with Dad because you're not going to get very much.
Absolutely. He'll just crush that ice cream cone. We're going to get some pictures here. We'll post up on our Facebook page. Let me see that tongue one more time. Look at that.
Oh my
awesome.
God, that is amazing. Stay away from my girlfriend.
Byron Schlenker.
Thank you, guys.
The world's widest tongue. Not longest, but widest. We still have to look into your shortest tongue, Shannon.
Thank you.
It's the Morning Mass with Marty, Shannon, and Newman. Byron, thanks for joining us, man. We
Thank
do
you, guys.
appreciate it.
Appreciate it. It's
Tell
been
Dave
fun.
Bowler we said hi, all right?
I will, absolutely.
It's 95.